Coming to you from the studios of Galaxy Media. The #1 ranked podcast for entertainment news. The Stephen King Show. Now here is your host, Stephen King.
What do I have for you today? Well, let's see. Moon time, Wishin and Hopin, and sleeping lightly. But first we gotta do
the news.
Madonna paid for the care of her late brother who died late last week at the age of 66, despite their rocky relationship, according to reports. Anthony Saccone had reportedly spent time living on the streets and then in a rehab center before his death, which was announced on Saturday. Madonna, who reportedly had a complicated relationship with her brother, didn't comment until Monday, when she posted to her Instagram story to thank him for planting many important seeds in her life. The same day, TMZ reported that she had been paying for Saccone's bills at the Michigan Rehabilitation Center. Even though Schitt's Creek ended less than 3 years ago, fans still want to see more of the Rose family. And in a new interview, star Eugene Levy admitted he has never stopped thinking about going back to the series, which he created and starred in with his son Dan. When asked about a potential Schitt's Creek revival, Levy said, quote, "We'd love to get together with these people again to take the show and the characters to yet another level." Levy said, while there is nothing in the works right now, they're open to it, and when the idea that is the right idea presents itself, we'll probably act on it. Bob Saget's former LA home has finally found a buyer, a year after the comedian's unexpected death. The 6-bedroom, 7-bath house sold off market last week for $5.4 million. It was originally listed for $7.7 million last June, but dropped down to $6.9 million 3 months later. Saget's wife Kelly saw the property as too much of a burden and decided to unload it despite all the fond memories they shared there. Tom Brady might be adding Netflix to his business portfolio. The retired QB is in talks to be the center of a roast special with the working title, The Greatest Roast of All Time. TMZ says that separate reports about Brady pursuing a career in stand-up comedy are untrue. Although there aren't many more details at this point, the 7-time Super Bowl winner has dabbled in comedy. He hosted Saturday Night Live in 2005 and made cameos in the 2015 comedy Ted 2 and Paul Rudd's Netflix series Living With Yourself in 2018. He also produced and appeared in this year's 80 for Brady.
Time for music news you can use.
Ed Sheeran, 2 items. He's appeared to confirm the name of his new album is Subtract after fans spotted a clue on Instagram. Also, he has announced the launch of his new hot sauce, Tingly Teds, a nod to his childhood nickname. The Weeknd, Spotify has announced that he is the first ever artist to reach 100 million monthly listeners. For perspective, Drake currently sits at 68.6 million, Taylor Swift is garnering 80.3 million, and even with the record-breaking success of current #1 Flowers, Miley Cyrus has 82.5 million. Greta Van Fleet and Robert Plant are both on the bill for this year's Beale Street Music Festival in Memphis, May 5th through 7th. The mind boggles with thoughts of a possible stage collaboration. Also on the bill, Plant's current tour mate, Alison Krauss, plus the Lumineers, Earth, Wind & Fire, Party, and more. Dave Grohl, last week, the Foo Fighter headed to the Hope mission in LA to cook up a storm. TMZ reports he arrived Wednesday night with overnight gear and a huge meat smoker and spent 16 hours preparing a feast, which included ribs, pork butt, brisket, cabbage, coleslaw, and beans at his own expense to feed about 450 shelter guests and 50 staff members. Skid Row has launched the official 18 in Life cover song challenge. The group is asking fans to upload their own versions of the 1989 hit to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube with the hashtag 18 in Life for a chance to win a Dave Snake Sabo Kramer signature guitar. More info at www.skidrow.com. The band has also announced a summer U.S. tour with Buck Cherry. Morgan Evans has dropped a 5-part documentary on YouTube, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look at the biggest show of his career, headlining the CMC Rocks Festival in his home country of Australia. Evans wrote Over For You in the wake of his high-profile divorce from Kelsey Ballerini and debuted the heart-wrenching ballad on stage at the festival in front of 25,000 people. Carrie Underwood, her son Isaiah Fisher, celebrated his 8th birthday on Monday. She posted a pic of a cake featuring a panda with basketball in hand plus a football, baseball, and soccer ball on top. Her caption, Isaiah wanted a @DudePerfect cake and taco night for his birthday. Dude Perfect is a popular YouTube channel built on trick shots and good-natured competition. And Blake Shelton, during his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live on Monday, he joked that when he was an up-and-coming artist, there was one particular purchase he wanted to make to cement his status in the genre. Quote, "One of the first things I bought when I had a hit as a country artist, because you're not crap in country music unless you have your own bulldozer, so I bought a bulldozer." Coming up, Wishin and Hopin. But first, I want to know, what is your weird bedtime ritual? Send me an email, thestephenkingshow@yahoo.com.
Like what you hear? Want to hear more? Click the link below and check out all the Stephen King Show episodes. Download, listen, like, and subscribe. Now back to the Stephen King Show.
Wishin and Hopin. Believe it, achieve it. That's the key to success, according to a new study. University of Essex researchers found that hope, positive perceptions, and feelings of being in control give us a greater desire for accomplishment. The study looked at people's reactions and emotional reasoning when faced with challenging circumstances. Interestingly, negative feelings like anxiety and anger were found to act as stimulators to get tasks done as much as enjoyment and hope. The downside to negative motivation is that dark thoughts can be self-sabotaging, leading to stress-related ailments such as headaches, back pain, and lack of sleep. The researchers concluded, overall hope was the healthiest and best way to spark success and promote long-term happiness. My problem is that while I definitely believe I can do it, I also believe I'd like to do it later. Sleeping lightly. If you still feel tired after sleeping all night, try a mask. And we're not talking about a medical mask. A new study has found that wearing an eye mask to sleep will help you feel more alert the next day. How? Researchers from Cardiff University found that the simple hack of blocking out as much light as possible will boost the sleeper's alertness the following day. Some of those sources of light that may affect sleep quality include electronics, sunlight, or sleep lamps. The study showed that those who wore an eye mask to sleep for a week performed better on cognitive and reaction time exercises. The study author said that masks could be an effective and inexpensive solution to improving alertness and work performance. Alternatively, you could also try closing your eyes. Appealing idea. Okay, what's this business about everyone eating oranges in the shower? Another TikTok trend, of course. Here's how it goes. Chill in your shower, grab an orange, get in and start peeling and eating the fruit. Why? Supposedly the shower's heat enhances the smell and taste of oranges, according to registered dietitian and nutrition writer Alyssa Northrop. And as a result, if some influencers are to be believed, your at-home shower may feel more like a fancy hotel or spa stay, and the smell of oranges can be extra delectable, transforming a daily task into an aromatic experience of relaxing self-care. The smell of citrus is known to be energizing, mood-enhancing, and stress-reducing. Also, when all that sticky orange juice starts running down your arm, no problem. Coming up, moon time. Blanket Jackson recently turned 21. Each year he makes a wish and blows out the candles, but nope, same name.
Now back to the Stephen King Show.
Bud Kim, your time or moon time? There are plans for long-term human habitation on the moon, and we need to figure out when exactly the party starts. So, the European Space Agency this week called for establishing a new moon time zone. If you've never considered what time it is on the moon, don't feel bad. You don't know anyone who lives there, and it doesn't really have a time anyway. Until now, every mission to the moon has used its own time scale linked to Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC, the time standard that's used to set global time zones. Why moon time is necessary? Well, an increase in lunar activity from a diverse collection of agencies will require coordination, and agreeing on what time it is will certainly help with that. Plus, there are plans to create a satellite navigation system, essentially GPS, for the moon, and such systems require precise time calculations to work correctly. But it won't be easy. A day on the moon can last as long as 29.5 Earth days, and according to the ESA, clocks on the moon run 56 microseconds faster per day than on Earth. Plus, clocks on the moon's surface run at different rates than those in lunar orbit. While it might take an Earth minute to reach an agreement, the ESA said that a joint international effort is being set up to figure it out. Things you probably didn't know yesterday is next. Good news. Researchers say that fat in the buttocks as opposed to belly fat can actually be good for you. Bad news, the Kardashians may live forever.
Now back to the Stephen King Show. This is Things You Probably Didn't Know Yesterday.
Experts are now saying that it's safe to store potatoes in the fridge. For years, people were told that putting them in the fridge would increase the risk of cancer when they are cooked. But now the Food Standards Agency is backtracking. Researcher Shefali Loth said experts now say storing spuds in the fridge, previously thought to be a health risk, is a good way to get the most out of them, especially if you won't use them straight away. And I thought we'd kept potatoes out of the fridge so we'd have more room for guacamole. And some more things you probably didn't know yesterday. The most popular reading material in North America in 1900 was the Bible and Sears catalog. No matter which way his head points, Mickey Mouse's ears face forward. Perspiration is odorless. It is the bacteria on the skin that creates an odor. There are about 4,000 wax glands in each of your ears. Sniffing Crayola crayons has been found to lower blood pressure. And knitting was initially a male-only occupation. In fact, when the very first knitting union was established in Paris in 1527, no women were allowed. I got the answer to yesterday's question next.
Need a new coffee mug? How about a new shirt or hoodie? Check out the Stephen King Show shop. Go to thestephenkingshow.securedecoration.com or click on the link in the description. Happy shopping, and thanks for supporting the show. Now back to the Stephen King Show.
Yesterday I asked, the average person does this for at least 30 minutes per day. What is it? Choose. Today's question. Today, almost 1 in 5 adults will forget this. What is it? If I remember, I'll give you the answer tomorrow. And I'll leave you with, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Talk to you tomorrow.